Welcome to the Andy Show. We are going to talk about a few of the better tokens that I have invested in and the reasons you should consider them or possibly not consider them. But know going into this that this is all my opinion. Anything talked about is not to be considered financial advice in any way. Do your own research, and these 6 tokens are some that I highly suggest, and I go into the reasons why. So stay tuned and let's get going. Okay, the first token we're going to talk about is probably my favorite by a long shot, other than my own token, but WPT Investing Corporation. And rather than me try to explain some of the ecosystem to you, I'm just taking a chunk of their video. It's a little outdated as they speak about bacon going to be released. It already has been. There's much more been done in their ecosystem than what this video shows, but we'll just take it from there.
Welcome to WarPix Token. Today we will be discussing a brief overview within the tokenomics of the project. The buy and sale tax of WPT token will be received in ETH. 10% of the ETH in the first treasury will be used to buy USDC, which holders and stakers can claim via our DApp. The corporate treasury will receive 5% ETH. The earned taxes from the corporate treasury will be converted to fiat, which will then be used to syndicate into our partner prime MCA lenders. Through our corporate minutes, the bylaws, and our corporate ROI fiat in the amount of 10 to 20% will then be used to buy ETH. That ETH will then be brought into our ecosystem via our secondary corporate rewards treasury, Porkchop. The nice thing about Porkchop's treasury is when it fills up enough over time, it has created a secure floor price. It allows for the devs to use 5% of the total supply only every 60 days for things like topping up staking, pools, and farms. Things that go back into the ecosystem of WPT that benefits all holders. This means that there's no need to mint more tokens, which is commonly done in the crypto space to add more rewards to a staking pool or farm so that the percentage looks good. But if you mint more tokens, your total supply gets bigger and takes a lot longer for the price to go up. The idea of the second treasury Porkchop is to act as a safeguard for the floor price, staking pools, farms, and the whole ecosystem of WPT, which benefits all holders. Not only does this treasury gather tokens and hold them out of circulation, it also buys WPT and bacon when more is added to the treasury, so you'll see buys coming in from the treasury itself fueled by the ROI. And the ROI is fueled not only by the buy and sell tax. So the more volume, the more ROI. The more ROI, the bigger the buy you'll see coming from the treasury. But mainly it tops up from the real-life corporate MCA syndication ROI, allowing WPT Investing Corp to then bring back ETH from the real-life money into Porkchop. WPT has a total max supply of 10 million tokens and is currently available for purchase on Uniswap. It can be staked within our DApp or Brew Labs for 60, 90, and 180-day staking pools to claim WPT rewards. Bacon has a max total supply of 1 million tokens and is not yet available for public sale. However, by purchasing our soon-released NFT lineup, holders will be able to stake their NFTs and earn Bacon rewards. HAM will be discussed in the later stages of development as far as supply and utility. USDC rewards will eventually be replaced with our very own stablecoin $X. It is an asset-backed stablecoin, so for every $1 in the market cap, there is a real $1 in fiat backing it up. $X will have very low fees, and a portion of those fees will actually feed our dual treasury. Volume will be the biggest factor to $X, and that volume will benefit all holders. The team at WPT Investing Corp has taken every step in place to be sure that we remain in compliance not only with the SEC, but FINRA and other state and local agencies' regulatory guidelines. We are not a security. The corporate structure is set up as WPT Investing Corp and its DBA and blockchain WarPix token. Investors of WarPix token do not own shares of WPT Investing Corp. WPT Investing Corp is not investing holders' money. Holders are not promised shares, a commodity, an asset, or profit from the corporate investments. Holders will not be told the amount of buybacks or certain information of the corporate funds. Holders are offered a token that allows staking rewards through the corporate dual treasuries and a token that may or may not increase in its value over time. We know that this is an innovative and hard to understand ecosystem, and maybe that's why so many projects won't be around in time. Running a profitable business takes a team with knowledge and the know-how to survive in corporate America and in DeFi. And check out the links below for WPT's socials and some informational videos and articles. And remember to always do your own research and invest safely. This is not financial advice.
All right, and to confirm that I am invested in WPT, I initially got in on the, I don't remember if it was a pre-sale or the one before that, but I invested 1 Ethereum. At the time it was somewhere in the neighborhood of what it is right now, around 2,000 or so. Let's see, this is, and then when it launched, they gave me these tokens right here. So 13,685. So 13,685 is the amount of tokens that I initially got when I invested in WPT. I put 10,000 in a staking pool, so I staked most of my WPT, and then I sold the 3,585 tokens, and that's what these two are. I don't know why it's split. I thought I sold them all at once, but who knows. But anyway, I sold that, and at the time I sold it, we actually got, it was just around $1, maybe a little over $1 a token. So I got my money back from my complete WPT investment when I sold these tokens. Actually, I sold for and made a profit. Of course, that profit, I used it for something to do with promoting my token. Turned out to be a scam. I didn't really make anything, but technically I did, because I withdrew $30 some odd $100. And they had a contest going for if you bought X amount, but you had to stake it for so many days. So I did this, and then so I ended up buying 99 tokens, and I staked the 99 tokens. Then I was in an AMA, or listening to an AMA. I asked a question, and they gave me $50 worth of WPT, which turned out to be 54 tokens. And this 800 tokens, I bought 2 NFTs. So they were giving, at the time, they had 2 different giveaways. One, they were giving 400 WPT, and then another one they were giving 400 WPT plus $200 worth of WPT tokens. So ended up getting just about 1,200 there. So I'm in for 10,000. I'll get to the 99 in a second, but I'm in for the 10,000 tokens. I invested those, or I staked those tokens. And as you can see here, I had staked them in the 90-day pool. I have left them there. I've not withdrawn any from the staking, but I have compounded. And compounding just takes your WPT earned, you compound it, it goes into your staked tokens. So whatever the percentage rate they're paying, you're now earning on those. I've got 13,268 tokens. So far I've made 3,268 tokens, and that was the compound build. I've earned 344. Here in the next few days, somewhere in there, I will end up compounding these, and this will be added to this. But as you can see, there's 1,711. Did I do that right? Or 1,600, and anyway, I've pretty much made back what I sold initially that put me in the green with WPT to start with. And then I have another, the 180-day staking, the 99 that I showed you I bought. I've staked those, haven't done anything, haven't compounded, haven't done a thing, and it's earned 25 tokens so far. And you got to understand, when I staked these 99, that was 245 days ago, so I'm making a token every 10 days off of this roughly. And my initial staking of the 10,000 tokens, that was 278 days ago, so it's averaging well over 10 a day. So you can imagine when this is a dollar token, a $10 token, $50 token, what that's going to mean as far as what you make on the staking. Right now your APR is 26.58. It has been a lot higher than that. I think it's been a little lower as well. So, and that is going to completely depend on the number that is the total stake tokens. If somebody harvests and pulls their stake tokens out, then this is going to raise. My understanding is that once this contract is over, let me see here. Okay, I can't really expand it. There's 393,000 blocks, so this one ends, I think, in July. And this is just the Brew Labs end of my staking pool with WPT. And there may be a very, very slight variation, but not enough to worry about. But as this one closes, like I said, I can't expand this, but after the 393,000, from what I understand, they are going to do another staking once that's done. I think this ends in July when they launched a year ago. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But this is my staking. Now, I mentioned that I bought 2 NFTs. And I don't know that they won't show up because I have them staked, so they're not in my wallet. So NFT staking, they have 3 different levels of NFTs. They've got your epics, which I don't think there are any left. You can sometimes find them on OpenSea, but out of the 1,000, they have 964 of those staked. And then their legendary, they have 263 of the 1,000 staked, and it's currently paying 18.68%. Your WPT NFTs earn bacon. And I believe in the video they mentioned that it hadn't launched yet. It has launched a few weeks ago. And this is just constantly building, so your NFTs have a value. And right now, with bacon as low as it is, maybe not that great of an advantage, but once bacon hits, and you got to keep in mind, bacon only has 1 million tokens, okay? And we were able to stake our tokens prior to bacon launching, and I think the day before bacon launched, I harvested the tokens, and this is what it's been since they launched. I don't even think it's been a month yet. I could be wrong, but anyway, it is, the bacon is earning, or the NFTs are earning bacon tokens. Now, if I harvest this, then this bacon that I've earned, this 52, goes into my wallet. Your bacon that you own actually pays USDC dividends. or pays USDC as a reward. So if you can get WPT, earn WPT, buy an NFT, let that NFT make you some money, turn around, harvest that whenever you feel like it. Right now gas is ridiculously expensive, so it's not really worth it. In fact, I don't know if I can show it on the screen here. So yeah, the network fee, gas is stupid high right now, just stupid high. So naturally I'm not going to do it. There are better times to do it, late at night, early in the mornings, different times. But again, staking would not, it would be a detriment to, I would lose money staking them right now. So I just let it sit. It's earning bacon. At some point, I'll be able to stake it. Hopefully ETH gas prices are going to start slowly dropping. But there are layer 2 with Shibarium and there are a lot of other layer 2s coming out. It should, I don't know how all that works. I'm not going to pretend to understand, but hopefully it will help bring down the Ethereum gas fees. Like I said, it's stupid high. But once I put this into my wallet under bacon, and actually I could show you, it's not that important, but I bought some bacon on launch, and then I harvested what I had up to just before launch. So don't have a whole lot, but eventually this will pay for the NFTs. The NFTs I got, like I said, I got 2 legendary, and they were $878 a piece. So $1,756 for 2 NFTs. I got back over 1,200 WPT tokens, which right now is around 400, but when they're $1 a piece, to me that's $1,200. They've almost paid for themselves. Now, once bacon goes up to $1 plus, I expect to be almost break even on getting my NFTs. I still own my NFTs. I am still earning money on those NFTs. Folks, what I'm talking about with WPT investment, it is a complete cycle of products and services. They are coming out, like I think the video mentioned, $X is going to be their stable coin. They have many things in the pipeline. There is no way I can go into all the details because I'm lost on some of it, but it's primarily through non-crypto related MCA prime lending, and they don't actually do the loans, but they facilitate, and in some way there are fees that are charged, and a portion of that goes back into this entire ecosystem. And this ecosystem is going to continue to grow. They're going to have HAM, which is another token. Okay, hopefully you just saw where I was on the previous screen was their WPT DApp. It's WPT DApp, DAPP.io. And if you're invested in them, you can connect your wallet through the DApp and check on all your stuff. But now we are on their website, WPTinvestingcorp.io, and I will have a link in the description. But as you can see, the current WP token price is 42. It's been up well over $1 in the past, and we're still in the slump, folks. When this bear market is over with, look out. They have steadily, see, I'm trying to find my WPT chart here. Okay, so they launched July 7th, a week after Jireh actually, and if I hadn't launched Jireh token, I probably would have invested several more ETH into this one, but my token cost me many thousands of dollars to get done, so I didn't have as much to invest in this as I wanted to, especially after making the stupid decision to invest in Nutra. But as you can see their chart, they have never been back down to where they launched. The tokens initially cost me just over 0.008 cents a piece, or 0.08 cents, I'm sorry, somewhere just between 8 and 9 cents a token, with gas, with everything involved, which I don't think I paid gas. Anyway, well, yeah, I did. I would have had to put it in the pool. But right now they're sitting at 42, and they've been as high as $2.22. So again, there are only 10 million tokens. So as they grow and they continue to expand their ecosystem and add, anybody in their right mind should be investing in this one if you've got money to put into crypto and you're looking for something. This is it. Not financial advice, but I wanted to show you that I am invested in it. I have made so far, unless it tanked, which it's not going to, but I've made, right now, if I was to close out, I would make several $1,000s. I'm not looking for several thousand, I'm looking for tens of thousands off of WPT. So you do with it what you want, and just check out their website. So again, with WPT investing, as far as I'm concerned, and as an investment for me, probably the single best investment in crypto I have made so far. So take that for what it's worth. Alright, now let's move on to another token. I did a video about this, comparing it to Shiba Inu here a while back with its burn and things like that. And I want to tell you about Volt Inu. Volt Inu is quite a bit different than WPT. Their whole ecosystem is different. Their fundamentals are different. But and I believe Volt is a longer hold, not a lot longer, but a little bit longer hold than WPT. I see WPT hitting the $10 mark in the relatively near future, and it's just going to continue to climb from there. But as they develop more, they're going to steadily climb as more and more people become aware. And they are starting a marketing campaign soon. So as they get things going and it starts developing faster, I think WPT is going to make a move like no other in crypto. And like many things that I've done in crypto, I could be off base here, but just looking at their ecosystem and everything about them and the fundamentals that they have, the ecosystem that they have, I think WPT is a very strong investment. But as far as Volt, they started with an enormous supply, and that's the reason they are sitting where they are at 501621. And they've been a little higher than that, but not a lot higher in the past. As you can see, there's some big sells, some big buys. I mean, it is all over the place. But they've been around a little bit longer than WPT, but it is an active stock. And one of the things that I really like about it is their consistent burn and their This isn't updated, so I'm going to update it. Where you can see 6,934, 604. So they burned over 3 billion since I refreshed this earlier this morning. So they are constantly burning. I mean, you can only go back 8 hours on this page of burns and look at the 275 million a pop, over a billion, another billion. I mean, it's just phenomenal, the rate of burn. Granted, with a 69 trillion supply, it's going to take them a little while. But one of the things that I can say about this one is their supply and their burn, when you match it up to Shib's supply and Shib's burn, there is zero comparison. I mean, this token has, it started out with 69 trillion, where Shib started out basically with a quad. Okay, so they're only a fraction of the tokens. They've already burned over 10%, and they are sitting at 5015 with far less tokens than what Shib has. Shib is sitting at 4011, somewhere in there. So as far as an investment, a longer term investment, this one will surpass Shib. I think within a year it will surpass Shib's price, meaning it should 10x from here relatively quick. We've been in a bear market. There's no telling when the bull run starts what this is going to do. And if you look, now one of the better things too about them is with their tokenomics, they give you back 1%. And I've made, I can't remember, somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 million extra tokens so far. Something like that. I didn't invest very much in this one. I didn't even invest $500 in this one. I'll be investing more here in the short term. But their tax is a little bit on the high side, but you're getting 1% in reflections back. And when you just compare the burn rate to this, and the less supply, supposedly the more the demand. If this token was not trading very much, I wouldn't even consider it, but it is actively traded, which is causing that massive burn, and they are adding different things to their ecosystem that causes the burn to grow and grow. And I saw somewhere where they supposedly had burned 70%. I couldn't get validation on that. I can only go by what Etherscan shows us, and that's all I can go by. But as far as Volt, they've got the Volt to Change. It's a project where, for example, my token is Jireh token, and we'll get to that one later. But if you were to go on Volt to Change and buy Jireh token or WPT or Volt Inu, a portion of every trade, buying or selling, will not only burn that token, it will also burn Volt Inu. So everything that's done, they're working on burning more and more and more. And as they grow, as they get more popular, as more and more people come into crypto and learn about Volt to Change and Volt Inu, the more active this will be, the faster it's going to burn, the faster the price starts increasing. I have called it wrong so many times on so many tokens, and I am not even going to guess as to when this one starts really increasing in price, but I can almost guarantee you that this one is going to be 100 to 1000x token. You just have to hold long enough for it to hit it. So if you've got extra funds, then grab some now while you can at this price. They have a Volta Games, they have an NFT collection, and then they've got VoltaFlex. You just have to see what that is. But it is an active ecosystem. And that's what I will be looking at here in the future for any other investments that I make in crypto other than the ones I already own. But Volta Inu, the burn is phenomenal. The chart is not terrible. I actually got in a little bit higher than this. Still at 5 zeros, but I think I'm at 5 zeros 21 or something like that. So I'm not even, I'm losing money right now. And when I got into this one, it wasn't about making a quick buck. It was about holding, you know, if I have to hold it a year or two, then my less than $500, my $400 something is going to be worth easily, going to be worth over 40,000. And I'm going to hold it until it does. It may take me 2 years, it may take me 3, could be a year, could be 6 months. The thing with crypto, you don't know which one is going to take off like a rocket. But as low as this price is right now, and you compare all the fundamentals to Shiba, compare their burn, compare their ecosystem, how this one isn't at or higher than what Shiba is right now is stunning enough. So this should easily be a quad zero whatever token. It should already have lost a zero, but it's going to get there. All right, now we are going to switch our focus to one that I've been holding since November of 21. I actually got in during its hype up, and that is Saitama. It was Saitama Inu, now it's just Saitama. They've launched a second version of this, and I have had multiple buys. This one is actually by far my biggest investment in crypto. Just shy of about 30,000, I think. I don't have a lot of money, don't make a lot of money, but I got sold on this one way back November 2nd of 2021 is when I initially got into this token. I invested heavily. It reached its peak roughly a week later, then reached its low probably 2 or 3 weeks after that. I mean, it crashed, as all of crypto did. I mean, we hit that bear market the end of December, November into December of 2021. It hasn't come back yet. When they relaunched this a little over a year ago, I believe, I think it might have been June of 22. But their complete ecosystem now is simply phenomenal. They are doing so many things. I don't want to drag this video on too much longer, but when this bull run starts, look for Saitama. I think it's going to hit 1 cent in the next few months, maybe sooner. But it is going to continue to climb. One of the big things they have going for them is Zeta Realty and Zeta Swap. It's not Zeta Swap anymore. I just went blank. But they have their own exchange, and some of the tokens that they bring into their exchange are tokens that actually burn Saitama. So they've talked for many months about a hyper burn, still waiting for it to kick in, but once it does, look out. I think this is a phenomenal token to be in, and it was discouraging being somewhat new to crypto and having your almost 30 grand slip down to 2,200, and it was heartbreaking, but I've learned not to look at it. There are a lot of people that want to get into crypto, make a quick buck. I am looking at it more now as an actual investment. And this one is you're going to see things like this happen a lot more often. These big climbs. But I don't think you're going to see the big falls. It is active, very, very actively traded. And while you don't see it, and I don't understand why they don't do it more often, 1% goes to the burn wallet. And we're just not seeing the burns appear. It actually goes into a wallet that they turn around and take out of and burn tokens. They aren't burning right, and I don't understand it. I've tried to ask, but again, they went from quadrillions when they came out with their new supply. They came out with 100 billion. So their supply is way down from what it was. They have burned 55%. So there's 45%, which it was actually less than 45% under the old version. So they've been supposedly drawing in all this money, all these trades for nearly a year, and we're sitting higher than what was initially burned under version 1, which they were going to match. And somehow, you can't take what any token tells you for face value, because all they got to do is change their mind. But I guess they changed their mind about burning a certain percent, waiting for people to claim their tokens. And if you can have a disaster in crypto, Saitama has been there. They've experienced it. They've made massive, massive mistakes. But one thing I have learned is that you've got to look past all those mistakes and look at where they're going, look at how they're trying to get there, and their whole entire ecosystem is pretty phenomenal. These burns are not... Okay, here's one, this Alcazar. That is one of the tokens every so often. I don't know how often, because it doesn't seem like it's doing it too often. But as they have sales, a portion of those trades go toward burning Saitama. Another one that just launched. Did they launch? I think they've launched. Mathematic. Yes, they did launch, I think, last week. Mathematic, which I'm also in. It's a token where they will have virtual casinos, things like that. A portion of their token will go to burn Saitama. There's never been an official declaration or an official understanding of exactly how and when this will take place. And that's one of the things that I have an issue with Saitama, is while they are pretty transparent, they are not as upfront as they should be, and don't give people enough answers. And when you try to ask, you're fudding. You can't try to understand something because it sounds like you're trying to be negative. And while there's many things I do not like about it, I love the token itself, and I know that Saitama is going to explode once the bull run starts. All right, on to the next one. Man, it's hard to know really what to say about BNB token. This is your Binance Smart Chain token. Everything, if you trade it all under the Binance chain, BSC tokens, then you're dealing with BNB. And they're sitting right now at $325. They've got 155 million tokens. They burn every quarter. They burn tokens, and they're going to be below 100 million tokens. That's their goal. Okay, if they keep this same market cap, and they lose over a third of their tokens. What does that tell you? They've been as high, they've been over $600. And this is usually a token that a lot of people, they have to buy the token only to turn around and use it to purchase something else on PancakeSwap or another Binance Smart Chain trading platform. But I think this one, it's not going to do anything comparable to some of these altcoins. But I think BNB is a smart investment if you can invest in it. I think it's going to increase from here. I see it being highly competitive with Ethereum. Okay, I don't know at what point that transition is going to happen, but I believe instead of it being 15% of it, I think it's going to be 50, 75, or 100% the value of Ethereum, if not more, at some point in the future. Again, my opinion, my speculation, but I think BNB is a great token to have. And then we go down to Shiba Inu. I'm mixed. I have a very big investment in Shiba, so I don't want to trash talk it at all, but I think, there's so many that talk about a penny or a dollar. I don't know why they always skip the dime, but they talk about getting to a penny and getting, I think it's going to be a few years before it gets to a penny. I don't think the ecosystem that they're trying to build can burn enough, take enough out of circulation, and they are working on it. There's only 589 trillion to go in circulation, but before they become real competitive and have a solid price in this range here, from the dollar here, they're going to have to burn a good 580 trillion tokens to ever get to this spot. Even then, they're going to have to burn a lot more than 580. They're going to have to get into the 100 billion mark. We just saw where the total market cap for Bitcoin is 586. At one time, at their highest, they were just over $1 trillion. And so they're around half of what they were at one time. But even if they get back over $1 trillion, with Shiba having trillions of tokens, there's no way that they can ever get to $1. I'm hoping a penny one day in the future, and at 1 penny, I'd be a multi-millionaire just from the tokens I hold with them. So I would love to see a penny, and I'll hold it until then. I may hold it for 5 years, I might hold it for 10, I might hold it for just another year. But I think it's going to make another good run at some point. And as you can see, its highest was quad 079. So even if it loses 0, we still have a long way to go for it to get to 3 zeros, and a longer way to go to get to 2 zeros. And then for it to hit a penny, it's a very high mountain to climb, and it's going to depend on them burning. I mean, they are burning, they continue to burn, but you see, oh well, they burned 41%. Nah, not really. Buterin burned over 410 billion, so they haven't even burned 100 billion in all this time. Granted, let me see if it's anything new to see here. See, I mean, they're burning, there's 16 million, a million, but you're talking in here. And that's all they're burning a day. How many times they got to do that? How many days they got to do that to drop this one? And I think they're going to continue to be very, very active. For me, I bought it and I've added to my investment on this over time. So we will have to see what happens as far as Shiba. I still believe it to be a solid investment. It's going to be a far longer investment than WPT, Saitama, Volt, or any of those. So, do with it what you will. I think Shiba should always be on the list for investors, especially those who want to hold long term. And I honestly believe that even short term holders could take advantage of it, especially if you do it through an exchange where you're not paying the gas fees. You'd have to buy a good chunk of it and let it go up a little bit in order, if it goes up to 13, 14, you got to consider the gas fees involved. So you can't have a few hundred or a few thousand or even a few million and do a trade where you're day trading it. There's a lot of day traders, I'm sure, making good money at it, but you've got to consider the ridiculous, outrageous, stupid high gas prices of Ethereum right now too. Now, how would it work when Shibarium is going? I'm not sure yet. But Shibarium only is going to cost you like 1 cent roughly to trade. I just don't know how the trading will work. I don't know what all tokens are going to be tradable for us to get those better fees. But I think when Shibarium is kicked into gear, with even Saitama is going to come out with a layer 2 blockchain, I believe, as more and more do that and takes away from the Ethereum direct platform, as long as they keep layer 2, hopefully that affects Ethereum, and Ethereum can start doing trades at a decent rate instead of absolutely screwing people. All right, and my last token, Jireh. This is my personal token that I started. It's kind of a charity utility token, although the utility hasn't been able to get started yet. Eventually it will. This is not an actively traded. I would love to see it become actively traded. And what I can say is that Jireh isn't going anywhere. It's not going to be a rug pull. I certainly wouldn't cheat people like Rodney Gubler did, regardless of the reason, with Nutra. And I'm just not going to treat people that way. But Jireh has not caught on. We started it last July 1st. And as we started, it launched 704. And it stayed steady. It had a good climb up to 6036. And it pulled back some, but we're still sitting at 6016, which is roughly a 4x on Jireh token. And we've never gone below launch price. And I've got a good explanation for why that is. It's because I have a side investment group that has nothing to do with crypto, and a lot of people got into crypto from that and invested in that, and they're basically supporting me because they've known me, they know what I'm doing, they trust me, and this token has held its own because they are holding. Naturally, any token you're going to have buyers and sellers and holders, but I more have held on to my token simply based on loyalty, and I can't thank them enough for that. But what is going to drive Jireh is that everything that Jireh stands for, as far as the charity portion of the token, that's one thing, but the utility of it is buying properties, leasing properties, and taking a share of those funds and putting it back into the token in some way. It's become a taboo to say, hey, every month we're going to burn X amount of tokens from the money we're taking in over here. You can't say that you're going to do specific things with outside gains, because then it becomes a security. What we can say is that once the utility portion is kicked into gear, a portion of funds will go into Jireh token in some way, and it will cause Jireh token to maintain at minimum a steady rate of return. But as we continue to burn, which we've only burned 1.6% so far, and there you are. And like I said, it's not dead, but it's been taking a nap for a long time. And I am going to be working with someone else who has some ideas on making it a much more attractive token to get into. I don't want to give too many details out right now. I don't want to speculate, and I don't know a timeline. But Jireh token is going to be a very, very solid token. And with it sitting at 6 zeros, you probably will not see a better price in the future. And again, all I can tell you is that it is going to be run in such a way nobody's taking money from it. Nobody has to take money from it. So we don't have to worry about whether it's going to survive. It's going to survive because it's here. Nothing that I can do is going to hurt it for sure. But I'm not doing anything to manipulate the destruction. And I'm certainly not going to rug pull. I have too many family and friends that are invested in it. And whether I know you or not, I'm not going to do it. But just knowing that so many people have faith in me, faith in the system, and faith in my token, just supporting it out of loyalty, there's just no way. I couldn't do it if I didn't know you. I'm certainly not going to do it with so many friends and family in it. So now is a good time to invest in it. I'm not going to promise you that we're going to be a dollar token, although I wouldn't take it out of play. We've got, you got to take a look at some of, how many tokens. So you've roughly got 55 tokens that are at a $1 billion market cap. Okay, just a $1 billion market cap. If I were to get there, a $1 billion market cap would put us at 1 cent. That's not unforeseeable. We have to do a whole lot more burn. Actually, we're sitting at 99 or 98.4 billion. We will continue to burn tokens. We will continue to do things that increase the price of this. We are going to be adding features and functions in the future that will help drive Jireh price up. I just can't get into the things that we're planning, the things that have been talked about, or anything like that. Suffice to say, Jireh token is worthy of your investment if you see fit to invest in it. And that is pretty much it, folks. Again, WPT, solid investment as far as I can tell. And again, my opinion, I think Volt is a very solid investment. Saitama is a very solid investment. You can't go wrong with having some BNB. I don't think it will ever increase to the likes that some of these alts are going to increase, but still a very good investment. And then Shib, if you've got some that you can put it in and forget it, come back in a year or two, I think you'll be very pleasantly surprised. And one thing I'll say about Shib, people got into it and they made many millions of dollars. I've heard different stories, but over 700 millionaires or something like that from Shib alone. Can they do it again? I think given enough time, absolutely. And then Jireh token, my personal token, and while I don't have a big ecosystem built around it, I think you're going to be surprised at what happens with it. Again, everything I've stated is my personal opinion. I'm not giving any financial advice. Do your own research, but consider one of these that I have talked about here today, and I think you'll do very well in crypto. Talk to you soon, and we'll take it from here with some other crypto news and facts as we can. Y'all have a great day. God bless everybody, and keep investing.